All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at The Betrayed Scout's Vengeance. We are tracing what is honestly one of the most satisfying, purely chronological revenge arcs we've seen in a long time. We're talking about a discarded scout's incredible rise to power in a world that completely underestimated him. It's a journey full of deep betrayal, hidden powers, and calculated vengeance that just feels incredibly cinematic from start to finish.
So, think about this. What actually happens when a top-tier hero party betrays the one quote-unquote weak scout who's secretly been keeping them alive the whole time? It's a fantastic cold open that plunges us right into the burning injustice of our main character Kai's sudden expulsion. Because, the absolute worst betrayals, they don't always come from the villains. Sometimes they come from the exact people you've bled to protect.
Okay, moving into Section 1, Betrayed by the Hero. We kick things off on a dusty road just outside a freshly cleared dungeon. The intensely arrogant hero Luke and his so-called A-rank party just suddenly cast Kai out of their ranks. And their reasoning? They actually believe their newfound magic has made his physical scouting skills completely obsolete.
You know that feeling when you do literally all the work in a group project only to get absolutely zero credit? Yeah, that was Kai's reality. To his party, he was just useless dead weight, simply because his raw combat stats were low. But the tactical reality? Vastly different. This guy was a master strategist. He mapped the routes, he disarmed the layered traps, and he constantly stabilized the battlefield. He wasn't just supporting them, he was actively carrying the uncertain parts of every single battle they fought.
But of course, they couldn't just let him go with a clean break. Things get incredibly ugly. They demand he apologize just for offending the Noble Heroes Party, basically trying to completely break his spirit. Bria the warrior and Rick the sage humiliate Kai. They paralyze him, strip him of all his hard-earned gear, and then the absolute breaking point. Rick takes Kai's only family keepsake, this small locket with a photo of his parents, and cruelly crushes it under his boot. In that single, devastating moment, Kai's desire for revenge violently shifts. It moves away from the Demon King who killed his family and locks directly onto his own corrupt comrades.
Which brings us to Section 2, Forging a Demon Alliance. Stripped down to his underclothes and left for dead, Kai is thrust into a really harsh new reality. He's wandering the forest when he stumbles upon some ruthless roadside bandits attacking a severely wounded demon lord named Ares. And ironically, this is the very same dungeon boss Kai's former party had just defeated. Driven by this unexpected impulse, Kai decides to step in.
Here's the kicker though. Kai isn't just some basic scout. He harbors a terrifying, completely hidden unique skill called Steel Star. And it doesn't just swipe items, it permanently steals abilities from monsters and other classes, converting them directly into his permanent arsenal. Now it does come at the cost of immense physical and mental pain to himself, but the payoff is insane.
So he's been hiding this monstrous arsenal behind the guise of a weak support class. He steps in and just effortlessly dispatches the bandits. He uses Redthorn to brutally pierce them, and Froststorm to freeze an entire courtyard of thieves right in their tracks. It is this overwhelming display of raw, hidden power that literally no one could have anticipated.
After Kai saves Ares and uses a hidden dungeon spring to cure her fever, they realize pretty quickly that they share a common enemy, a rotten world built entirely on force and hypocrisy. Ares lost her dungeon to the hero party, and Kai lost his life's meaning to them. So together, they form this dark anti-hero alliance. They vow to tear through the corrupt society that discarded them both.
All right, Section 3, the Troll Cave Disaster. Meanwhile, the totally incompetent hero party enters a new dungeon, the Troll Cave, alongside their brand new sage, Alice. They strut in there thinking they're invincible, totally unaware that the training wheels have just been taken off, and they are about to face the severe consequences of their own arrogance.
Let me tell you, without Kai, it is a total train wreck, and their failures compound rapidly. Literally, minute 1. Their archer Frey triggers a layered trap because she doesn't know Kai's rule of disabling sound tubes first. Minute 10, terrifying variant trolls ambush them from entirely unscouted routes. Because Rick the Sage can't even maintain a basic mapping spell, they run blindly into dead ends. They burn through all their magic until, by minute 30, a massive boss troll has them entirely cornered.
And in a moment of pure, unadulterated cowardice, Rick realizes that Alice, the new recruit, has seen their true incompetence. She'll report them to the church. So deciding that she knew too much now and had to die here, he literally pins Alice to the floor with a glacier spear. He uses her as live bait for the trolls so the rest of the party can escape. While the so-called hero Luke runs away, the party's timid healer, Sylvie, finally finds her courage and flat-out refuses to abandon Alice.
Just as the massive boss troll is about to crush Sylvie and Alice, the temperature suddenly drops. The monsters just freeze in their tracks. A single red thorn pierces the silence, and Kai steps out of the shadows. He effortlessly dismantles the monster horde with his stolen skills, saving the two girls. And before vanishing into a portal with Eris, he leaves Sylvie with a chilling message for the hero. The Tower of Ruin will return.
And that sets up Section 4, Showdown at the Tower. Caught in their own lies about clearing the tower and sacrificing their new member, the church forces the disgraced hero party back to the newly restored Tower of Ruin to finish the job. And waiting for them at the very apex, Kai and Ares. The stage is finally set for revenge.
If you are a fan of battle logic, you will absolutely love this sequence. Kai systematically counters every single arrogant move the party makes. Luke charges in recklessly, relying entirely on his raw hero stats like a blunt instrument. But Kai is playing chess. He anticipates everything, using stolen hero magic like Gale Tornado against them, and chain-casting Medusa Eye to keep the party paralyzed the exact second their healer tries to cure them.
But Kai doesn't just want to kill them quickly. No, he wants them to deeply suffer for what they did. He unleashes this twisted, sadistic spell called Golden Thorn. It forces stolen hero magic back through the victim's own mana system, inflicting this agonizing, burning pain. He uses this brutal magic to feed their despair directly into the dungeon's core, which makes the tower even stronger.
What follows is absolute catharsis as Kai systematically dismantles his abusers using their own tactics against them. Step 1. He neutralizes a hidden assassin strike by reflecting it instantly with Dragon Slayer stance. Next, he freezes his former tormentors, Rick and Bria, executing them with red thorns. And finally, he reflects a desperate flailing strike from Luke, completely severing the hero's arm and utterly shattering his colossal ego.
So we reach Section 5, the Divine Puppet Battle. Just as Kai prepares to finish off Luke once and for all, the rules of reality are suddenly shattered. The sky rips open, and the Raiden god himself freezes time. He drops a cheap, literal deus ex machina from the heavens just to rewrite the battle and save his chosen hero.
Luke is miraculously resurrected, right? A glowing brand burns into his hand, instantly multiplying his level and major stats by 10. A times 10 multiplier. He is impossibly strong now, but Kai's battle IQ is just on another level entirely. As Luke charges an apocalyptic spell to wipe out the tower, Kai uses Steel Star to physically rip the magic right out of Luke's hand mid-cast. Then, he uses Dragon Slayer stance to reflect Luke's 10 times magnified physical strike right back at him, instantly obliterating the hero. But the god literally refuses to take the loss. In a wildly gruesome twist, Luke's mangled corpse rises from the ground, dragged by unseen divine strings attached to the brand on his hand. He becomes this unkillable, miasma-spewing puppet that completely ignores the rules of life and death to cast overwhelming magic.
Now Kai realizes you can't just outpunch a god, you have to outsmart one. He exploits a massive loophole, the fact that a god's hand cannot properly reach into the depths of a dungeon. So coordinating perfectly with Sylvie and Ares, they immobilize the puppet with sticky web, rip open a dungeon gate right beneath it, and drag it into the void. Once inside, that divine connection snaps and the puppet crumbles to dust.
In the quiet aftermath, as the dust settles, Sylvie approaches Kai. She doesn't ask for cheap forgiveness or a free pass for her past cowardice. No, she asks for a chance to atone. She offers Kai the ceramic locket, revealing she had painstakingly gathered the shattered pieces of his family photo from the dirt and completely repaired it. In that deeply emotional moment, Kai accepts her, allowing her to pledge her loyalty to his overarching quest for revenge.
Seriously, just look at the massive shift in power we've witnessed today. Kai now has a secret spy inside the church with Alice, a powerful demon lord fighting at his side in Ares, and a holy healer backing him up. The discarded, weak scout has become an absolute force of nature. It leaves us with one burning question. In a world governed by corrupt gods and violent monsters, who can possibly stop Kai now?